Folks, we are back live again. I need y'all to get in here right now. Right now. It's a good time to talk. It's a good time to chat about what's going on at the Cleveland Browns. And when I tell you things are heating up by the minute, I mean that shit. Every time you turn around, you're going to hear more and more news about the Cleveland Browns and this superstar power that they have over there named Shador Sanders. It's getting crazy. But I got some news for y'all. This is breaking news in case you have not heard of it. Get in here, hit the like button. Man, we got to get this message out to everybody that is listening. Folks, if you did not know, Shador Sanders has signed one of the biggest deals in history when it comes to Nike sports and Nike athletics. You do not want to miss this, man. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel. It's going to be a lot more updates coming. And trust and believe, I'm doing this video with my dog snoring in the background. But it's got to be said. It's got to be heard. Y'all got to hear this. So, y'all thought the quarterback stuff was getting heated up. Oh man, it's going crazy right now. Now, if you did not know, Nike sent a message to Dillon Gabriel. Nike sent a message to the NFL. Nike sent a message to all of the haters around the town, around the world, everywhere. They just blew up the Cleveland Browns. They just blew up Shador Sanders, and I'm about to get into it. I'm waiting for a few more folks to get in here. I need y'all to hit that like button, and let's talk about it. So, all right, man. Let me get into my notes. Let me get into my notes so I can let y'all know exactly what is going on right now with the Cleveland Browns. You won't believe it. Number one is Shador Sanders is going to play sooner than later. That has been established. That has been a new topic that is in the media right now, and it's going down, man. So the Cleveland Browns quarterback room just got blew up once again, and it is not over football. We have reports that Dillon Gabriel got real emotional, really emotional at the Browns facility, and it was over some marketing things that is going on with Shador Sanders. So he basically found out that Shador Sanders, and not him, was chosen by Nike to headline the next gen football showcase in Los Angeles. And the reports are saying that Dillon Gabriel had a real breakdown and a real reaction to what was going on with the Nike ads and some of the captions that was, displayed in the Nike ads that was on their Instagram. So this dude, he basically found out about this ad of Shador Sanders, and Shador Sanders is not just being included, but he is the headline athlete of this whole campaign that Nike is doing about the future of sports. Imagine that. Imagine that you being starting for the Cleveland Browns, and the guy that's behind you that everybody's acting like can't play and can't do anything is being featured by the biggest sports brand marketing geniuses at Nike, and they chose Shador Sanders to be the headline athlete at this event. Dillon Gabriel lost it. It is reported that the fallout was ugly, that Dillon Gabriel was slamming lockers and doing all kinds of emotional shit at the facility. This is what all the reports are saying. So y'all need to go and do your homework or check up on it. But this is what the reports are saying. So Dillon Gabriel basically saw an ad that Nike put out on their Instagram that said is not the future isn't waiting, it's already here. And it is a picture of Shador Sanders with his signature Nike shoe. And the crazy thing about it is Gabriel's, his agents and his people or his team was talking to Nike about doing this campaign. And they actually thought that they were going to get it. But a short time before, they chose Shador Sanders or they came out with this information, they cut off communication with his people. And obviously, the way he found out that they didn't get the Nike event is that Dillon Gabriel saw the IG ad that Nike put out that pretty much said that, this is the future of sports right here. So you could imagine him being upset. You could imagine him being pissed off. But it was also said that he was noticeably flustered at practice. He didn't look his coaches in the eye. He didn't have a whole lot to say. And the quietness was stunning. And it was also said that when Gabriel overheard people congratulating Shador, that, it was a deafening silence. It was a deafening silence. And man, that's news for you right there. But what that also says is that Nike chose Shador Sanders, and it kind of it's big to see something like this, because right now we're talking about star power, we're talking about marketing, we're talking about millions of dollars, and for any and everybody that says, I guess Nike don't know what they're talking about either, so I guess Nike may be confused, or y'all might be right and Nike might be wrong. But Nike personally invited Shador Sanders to headline their next-gen football showcase featuring rising NFL stars like Caleb Williams, C.J. Stroud, among a host of others. Now, Dillon Gabriel was not even on the list. I need y'all to know that Dillon Gabriel was not on the list at any time. And inside the Browns facility, Dillon Gabriel snapped at the seeing Shador's name trending online. Shador was trending all day on, apps like Twitter and Instagram, Facebook. He was trending all day. And it got to Mr. Gabriel to a point where he snapped. So players described it as a meltdown. Gabriel slamming his locker, shouting, and also being heard making some statements that, I ain't even gonna repeat. I'm gonna let the news go ahead and say all that. But the teammates, some teammates, he got friends on the team as well. He got people that rock with him too. So, everybody was trying to make sure this man was good. But Shador at the whole time was cool, calm, collective, scrolling through his phone, smiling when teammates congratulated him, Like at this point in time, he ain't having a bad time. But the word leaked that Gabriel's agent had been in talks with Nike for weeks, pitching Gabriel as, the underdog story. And the walkout basically turned to a Heisman finalist, or the walk-on player who turned Heisman finalist, who made it to the NFL, got himself a starting position. That was the story that they twisted, or the story that they pitched, and Nike basically ghosted them with no explanation. And it probably was a tough situation to find out that Shador got this big ad going on. So Shador on the ad is draped in custom gear. And like I said, the caption said, "The future isn't waiting, it's already here." Meaning that Nike has already crowned Shador Sanders as the future of sports. And in this case, we're talking about football. Hit the like button when you come in here, man. I'm giving up good information that y'all don't even know. And I'm going to keep on doing this, man. So go ahead, hit that like button, man, so it can alert you when I upload videos like this of breaking news that you ain't heard yet. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I appreciate that like. I need some more. I got 134 people in here. Need some more likes, man. Holla at me in the chat as well. But yeah, man. Shout out to Kirby Gully in the chat. What's going on? Let me know where y'all listening in from. But like I said, man, Shador got the whole league press right now. And it's gonna be crazy because Nike themselves has put a ripple through the football world right here just by doing that. Just by doing that, they basically are telling you this is the future of sports. You know? Like we getting into the real of this, and I told y'all that that little fake facade shit is not gonna work. You got to understand what this is. This is $1 million marketing. This is $1 million money. And when it comes to it, check downs and little shit like that is not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done. I believe that Gabriel probably thought that since he was the starting, quarterback, that the rest of the world is going with the narrative that Shador Sanders cannot play. But right now, what y'all need to know is the tail of the tape and the tide is turning. And I told y'all this was going to happen. I told y'all what was going to happen was we're going to keep on playing these games. But when it comes down to sports, man, if you don't know it, you just don't know it. If you're going to sit there and act like something is what it's not, then that's on you. But what you see when it comes down to the million and $1 billion investors that know what real star power look like, that know that somebody can ball, you know what I'm saying? They ain't playing around sitting here acting like Shador Sanders can't play. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of star power right there is what is going to supersede all the bullshit that's going on with the draft and all the bullshit that's going on with Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns. I'm telling you, man, star power like this cannot be harnessed. It cannot be shut down. What y'all doing is bringing bigger light to the situation. And what y'all should have did was let that man come into the league like he was going to come into the league. Now what y'all have done is you're going to multiply in 4 times how popular this boy is. You see what I'm saying? He already got, like this dude got A-list Hollywood movie type of numbers when we talking about social media. It ain't nothing you can do with that. You can't stop that. Y'all should have never let him get it. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you that Dillon Gabriel, it's pretty much over for him in Cleveland. This right here is just going to put more and more pressure. And when you add a lot of pressure, what happens? Shit starts breaking down. Shit starts breaking down. And that meltdown that he had at the facility, man, just imagine when Sunday comes and he got to play a game. He going to see people wearing Nikes and he going to be ready to dive on the ground and eat grass out there. You know what I'm saying? So imagine being mad because Nike wants Shador and not you. You can't market mid. You know what I'm saying? That these are some of the comments that exploded on social media. It says Shador got the whole league press. Somebody else posted, imagine being mad because Nike wants Shador and not you. Somebody else posted, you cannot market mid. Hashtag number 12 effect. That shit, number 12 effect is trending. Shador's brand power is on full display. It ain't nothing you can do with that. You see what I'm saying? So you can sit up here and say he can't ball, but guess who saw him ball? That ain't gonna lie about it. Nike, Adidas, Reebok, $1 million brands that want $1 million athletes. Not no goddamn check down Charlie. That shit don't get nothing. You know, only little mad people and sad people, sad individuals can sit back and just be happy that a superstar is sitting on the bench while check down Charlie is running the team like a goddamn high school quarterback. We don't need that. Shout out to the chat. The chat is blowing up. What's going on? Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Shador Sanders' star power is too big. It's too big for you little cult goofies. It's not going to work. You understand what I'm saying? This boy got executives. They want cultural icons, not just quarterbacks. Shador Sanders. This is some of the stuff that was trending on social medias. It says Nike insiders revealed this wasn't about stats. It's about influence. Executives wanted cultural icons, not just quarterback. Shador Sanders equals star power, swagger, celebrity reach. Gabriel equals a strong player, but limited cultural pull outside of football circles. One Nike exec said Gabriel's problem isn't his talent, it's that nobody cares about his story anymore. Oh my God. This is what a Nike exec said. So, quiet in the chat. Shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. Now, they said that Gabriel's problem is not his talent. It is that nobody cares about his story anymore. Shador's story sells. Dion's son, the pressure, the confidence, that's what moves product. Not a bunch of lying motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Now the practice fallout, the cameras caught all this shit. It caught Gabriel at practice looking frustrated, missing passes, clearly off his rhythm because the pressure. You see what I'm saying? That's what I told y'all. If he can handle pressure, he'd be throwing the ball down the field. You know how I know Shador Sanders can handle pressure? Because Shador Sanders sitting back knowing goddamn well that his time is coming. He said it. I just got a new AP, perfect time. And when I get out on that field, see me shine and hit the chat. Hit like in the chat. Y'all know what it is, man. We going in tonight. Because I told these goofies that lame stuff is not going to work. It worked for too long. It ain't working now. You know why? Because money in the way. Money in the way. Everybody trying to mark Gabriel. I'm sorry. But like I said, the cameras caught Gabriel off his rhythm. Shador, cool, calm, and collected, even signing autographs after practice. I want to ask y'all this. How many people y'all think running up to Dillon Gabriel to get an autograph? How many? Shador Sanders is a cultural icon. When a kid asked about the Nike event, Shador smiled and said, I'm going to make sure Cleveland's represented right. You know what I'm saying? Dillon Gabriel was emotionally checked out. Reporters noticed that Gabriel's body language was emotionally checked out, avoiding eye contact with the coaches and the cameras, he was also seen arguing with the offensive coordinator, Alex Van Pelt, though the team denies it. But people out there see it. They got cameras out there. You know what I'm saying? So the media and team reaction. Shador kept his responses clean. You see what I'm saying? Not like Dillon Gabriel throwing little zingers and little smart shit. See, Gabriel's like a little spoiled kid that's got too much motherfucking privilege. That need his ass whipped. And that shit don't sell. Don't nobody like little brats. Don't nobody like little crybabies. This is a gridiron sport, and we want to see gridiron shit going on. Not people getting on the mic and saying little sassy shit like girls. You know what I'm saying? Not dudes who are not alpha males. You see what I'm saying? Getting on there, being little girls. So, Gabriel, when he came to the press, told them no comment. Shador kept it classy and said, listen, I'm grateful for the opportunity, and that's all I'm going to say. Those are his words, verbatim. I'm grateful for the opportunity. That's all I'll say. Gabriel, no comment, no congratulations, and stormed out of the locker room and refused media access. I told y'all, hit the like button, goddammit, for this information that's breaking on news that y'all didn't know about. Yeah, yes indeed. Hit the like button right now. That's what y'all need to do. That's what y'all need to do. And if you hating, woo, I love it. Yeah, I love it. Shout out to y'all. I'm going to hit the like button my goddamn self. Now, reporters are now calling it the moment that the rivalry got personal. Locker room in the uproar. Veterans see Gabriel meltdown as immature and selfish. The younger players sympathize with him a little bit more because they're younger players, saying that Shador gets all of the shine because of his name. But guess what? That's part of it. His name. But he made his name. They're not saying Dillon Sanders. They're saying Shador Sanders, based on what this boy has done with his body of work. So the younger players, they more sympathize with Gabriel because they're all young. The veterans, you know, they see Gabriel's shit ass immature. And guess what? If you can't handle pressure like somebody getting a fucking deal, this ain't even shit that's on the field. Shador Sanders is impacting the game off of the field. That's what star power is. Star power is when you got the fucking highest selling rookie jersey in the NFL and you didn't even play the game yet. That's what the fuck star power is. You got to understand that. You see what I'm saying? So when it all comes down to it, this is what we're talking about. Stats versus brand. You know what I'm saying? The stats ain't gonna get it. The stats are not going to sell. Stats don't sell. But you know what does sell? Star power. You know what make teams get them a good line. I don't care how good of a line you get Gabriel. He's gonna be okay. You could, you know, if Trent Dilfer can goddamn play in the NFL, I guess Dillon Gabriel could play in the NFL. I guess. But is he going to take a team where they need to go? I doubt that. I doubt that very seriously. But when you put star power on the field, stats versus the brand is not going to do it. You see what I'm saying? Now, Dillon Gabriel played for 6 years. Pass was 4,127 yards, right? Shador Sanders played 2 years. His 3,014. In 6 years, Dillon Gabriel threw 32 touchdowns. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is their last year. Yeah, this is their last year. Shador Sanders threw 32. Or Dillon Gabriel threw 32 touchdowns. Shador Sanders threw 24. Dillon Gabriel had 11 interceptions. Shador Sanders had 9. Dillon Gabriel was 67%. 67.8% completion percentage and Shador was just under that with 65. On paper, college, Gabriel off the field and on the field, Shador Sanders, star power wins. Touchdowns, long touchdowns. Shador Sanders jersey sales doubled Gabriel's. Shador Sanders social media triples Gabriel's. In Nike's internal polls, fans chose Shador, meaning that Nike had a poll to see whether or not fans wanted to see Dillon Gabriel or Shador Sanders, and Shador was chosen by a landslide. So it's not about performance at this point, it's about brand dominance as well. But putting Shador Sanders, Shador ain't even been on the field yet. So once he does get on the field with the brand power, it just Nike just chose. Nike just chose. And they put a ripple in the game. So in a private meeting with Coach Kevin Stefanski, Stefanski brought both QBs in for a private meeting to calm things down. He definitely stressed team unity and basically said that the focus of this team is on winning and not endorsement. You understand? Gabriel accused the Browns of playing favorites. And I'm sitting here thinking like, it's a report saying that Gabriel says that they are playing favorites. I'm thinking they're more playing for him than any. So it was a lot of shit said about trades. It was shit said about all kinds of things. But guess what? Shador Sanders remained silent. And when asked, he said, "I'm simply here to play football. Everything else is extra." Then that line right there reportedly angered Mr. Gabriel. You see what I'm saying? So the ownership of this team, Cleveland Browns, you might not believe it, but they love Shador's impact. Can you imagine? The Browns merchandise is set for the year. It's up 40% merchandise. The team gained over 200,000 followers on social media just in 1 month. You see, 12 jerseys are again overnight. A Brown staffer summed it up saying that Shador's a walking billboard. He is doing more for the franchise off the field than most players do on the field. So the harsh reality of all this shit is, for Gabriel, right? The truth hurts. That shit hurts him bad. But the talent that he has is not enough. Influence pays the, and he has what it takes to be legendary. Shador, man, his global brand makes him untouchable. You just can't hold that back. That's what people want to see. It's the star power. That's what this shit is all about. Star power. League insiders are already whispering, will Gabriel demand a trade? What y'all think in the chat? Do you think that Dillon Gabriel will demand a trade? Yes, sir. Shador Sanders is definitely ready to play. Well, if you think Shador Sanders is still making the same mistakes that he made in college, that could be true. But guess what? You got to learn and you got to play. I truthfully believe that if you develop him and give him first team reps, then You understand what I'm saying? So you might be right about the things that you're saying, but if somebody's on your team, then you're supposed to develop them, right? So when you're not getting no first team reps, you're not developing the person in a proper way, meaning that they might not be ready because you're not making them ready by not giving them first team reps. So all that kind of shit right there, man. Hit the like button in the chat, man. I got 203 people in here, man. I need at least 100 likes, man. Let's go. Let's go. We got more information. I ain't even finished telling y'all. It's more shit. Come on, man. Get them likes up, man. I need them likes up now. Y'all want me to break this news and break the rest of this news? Come on, let's work together. Let's work together, man. Hit some more likes. I need like a lot of likes fast, please. Yeah, run them up, run them up, run them up. Let's go. We got a lot of shit to talk about. So, the veterans, you understand? The veterans on the team, hold on. Yeah, they want to know, will Gabriel demand a trade? And I want to know in the chat, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that Gabriel's going to get out of town after Shador gets on the field? Because that's what we got to talk about next. We got to talk about that next. So I need more likes, man. Let's go. We got 200 goddamn people in the chat, man. Let's go. I got more shit to tell y'all, but let's run it up to 50 real quick. If you ain't already hit the like, man, it's you. You're the problem. We can fix this right now. Let's run them goddamn numbers up. Oh, Smoke, you ain't gotta wonder if he's playing. It's a for sure he's playing. That's what we're about to talk about. I'm about to let y'all know some more breaking news that y'all don't know about. So being as though you don't know about, the admission for me to tell y'all what's coming up next with Shador playing and when he's going to be playing, I need at least 50 likes. God damn. Run this shit up. Yes, indeed. All right, man. So if y'all don't know, it's a guy named Rizzo. And he is in the Cleveland media. He is one of the big for Cleveland. And I'm about to go and find this video real quick so y'all can hear exactly what Rizzo had to say about when Shador would play and in what fashion that they are going to go about bringing Shador into the fold for playing. Now, Rizzo is a guy who is a reputable voice and a word that you can trust when it comes to Cleveland media. They are saying for sure that without any doubt that Shador Sanders, no doubt, will play the last 4 games of the season. All right? They are going to play him the last 4 games of the season, no matter what. The only way that Shador Sanders would not play the last 4 games of the season is if Dillon Gabriel some kind of way caught on fire and had them in a position to go into the postseason. Now, if Dillon Gabriel doesn't get his shit together in about 2 games, we are going to see Shador Sanders. But Gabriel is being allowed to do what he got to do for these next couple games, and they're going to watch what he's doing. Hopefully, he stays healthy, and if everything goes his way, he starts to move the ball downfield. That's probably what they're going to try to do. But Shador Sanders has pretty much nothing can stop him from playing the last 4 games of the season. I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off and mad, but I told y'all this shit was going to happen. Now, if Gabriel goes out here for the next 2 games and looks worse, because if you didn't know, his first game was his best game. The next game, his QBR and his quarterback rating dropped. You see what I'm saying? And then it dropped again. So I think it was 29, 26, or 31 the first game. Then it dropped down to like 26.9. Then it dropped all the way down to like 22 or 23 or some shit like that. So if he continues to get worse, we're going to see Shedeur Sanders even earlier than the last 4 games of the season. But they're trying to give Dillon Gabriel a chance to get his game off the ground and to, you know what I'm saying, get the ball moving downfield. I believe that's pretty much the biggest deal. But I believe that if Dillon Gabriel could do that without throwing a pick 6 or a pick period, I think Stefanski, who's a good coach, would have already been doing that. I believe that it's something that Stefanski sees in Gabriel's game that's not, it doesn't want to trust him with throwing the ball down the field based on the ability he's seen. We saw him in training camp, and I saw him throwing a lot of picks. Every day that they were showing what was going on in the Cleveland quarterback situation, Gabriel was throwing picks. He was picks, and when they didn't have full pads on, and then in the preseason, he was throwing picks. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate the likes, man. I need a little bit more. We got to get to like 100. I got 250 people in here, man. Let's go. I'm breaking news for y'all. I'm giving y'all news that y'all didn't even know was happening. But Shedeur Sanders, we could see Shedeur Sanders as early as, I'm going to say 3 more games from now. We know that he is getting first team reps. So that right there is the wrecking ball that knocked down the foundation. You see what I'm saying? So remember earlier on the live, when I was on this live, I need y'all to subscribe and definitely hit the like button. But earlier when I was on here, and I told y'all that things was changing, and they was changing soon. They was changing, and it was changing fast. Y'all didn't believe me, but look how fast shit changed. That was just like 8 hours ago. And then I got this news right after I got off that live and came back from work as telling me that the shit that I was just saying earlier, Shedeur Sanders will be hitting the field. So everybody who was shaking in their boots, oh my God. Oh my God. Say it with me. Shedeur Sanders is going to be on the field for the Cleveland Browns. Y'all see this star power right here. It cannot be stopped. I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen. You want to get in the chat and act like girls. That shit don't do nothing, though. You know what I'm saying? When you a grown man like Shedeur Sanders, I need y'all to understand that this boy went out with no first team reps every time he went out on the field. And y'all seen the bombs he was dropping. Y'all seen the dimes he was throwing in tight windows. Right? So Stefanski saw that shit too. And they tried to hold him back for as long as they can, but it's just not worth it. When the money get involved, when that man got to sell tickets and he know that they're going to tear that stadium down when Shedeur Sanders getting there and they're going to yell his name, and Dillon Gabriel is going to be an afterthought. And like I said, they didn't have to do Dillon Gabriel like this. They should have just did what was right. They should have just did what was right. If they'd have done what was right, then guess what? Dillon Gabriel wouldn't even be caught up in this mess. He'd be behind Shedeur Sanders, getting developed. And I think that would probably be the best place for him. You know what I'm saying? That would be the best place for him. I need to hit them like buttons, folks. Hit that like button. But this right here, Shedeur Sanders, this star power, Nike, only a matter of time. Do y'all know that my video the other day was called Only a Matter of Time? Huh? I just got my AP, perfect timing. And when I came up with the brown, straight shining. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, y'all didn't believe me. Y'all didn't believe me. This star power is real. Stephen A. Smith says, God damn, the biggest deal ever. This boy has got, look at that. Y'all remember Dillon had Shedeur Sanders got his own shit, and they got a similarity. You know what I'm saying? They got the Colorado gold on that shit. Y'all gotta understand, man. This right here, Dillon Gabriel cannot compete with. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Dillon Gabriel definitely had a better team in college, and he had some of his numbers were better than Shedeur's in college. But like I said, what you achieve in college really doesn't matter. It's what you can do good in college that translates to NFL ball. If it's something that matters to NFL ball and you do it good, then that's what they look at. They don't look at stats. I just told y'all that. Stats is not going to get it. You got to have star power, stats, and people are going to want to come and play with Shedeur Sanders. Watch what I tell you. If Cleveland Browns would get on the side of winning and do some winning shit, then they themselves too could have a good team, like a good offense with that great defense. You put a great defense with that, you put a great offense with that defense, oh my God. Trust me and believe me, that is going to be a show. Shedeur Sanders is going to knock the NFL on its ass. You see what I'm saying? But y'all got to understand this. They trying to make sure that this dude don't get in enough time to be rookie of the year. Because right now, I would say it's probably Jackson Dart. He might look like the rookie of the year. Or Scatterboo. You know what I'm saying? One of those guys. They looking good. They looking real good. But Dillon Gabriel is a far cry. I just saw some shit that said Dillon Gabriel is better than Cam Ward. I don't know. I said earlier that he wasn't. But Cam Ward ain't really shit. But what I do know, a lot of people that was talking shit about Shedeur Sanders was saying that Cam Ward was better than him. Nobody in the draft as a quarterback was better than Shedeur Sanders. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. Y'all don't got to go off. But that's my opinion. No, it's not because of prime. You know, what's your question? No, Dillon Gabriel, it was better than his shit in college. But like I said, man, the ownership of the Browns loves Shedeur's impact. And again, the shit that Dillon Gabriel can do in college, he can't do in the NFL. At least he has not demonstrated that he can do it in the NFL. If he could do it in the NFL, then fine. That's good. He's in the NFL. He needs to do it right here. He just got to do it. And he got to show people that he can do it. Right now, if your coach is not. Yeah, we back, man. My bad, my bad. I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. Yeah, we back, man. My bad, my bad. I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. But you just can't stop this type of star power. Like I say, the merchandise for the Browns is up 40% year over year. The team gained so much. Like, nobody talks about the Cleveland Browns. People talk about the Cleveland Browns, and they talking about them right now because of one person. Shedeur Sanders. That is the reason why the Browns, like, it's Cleveland Browns podcast and shit that done blew up. They'd had these podcasts for years and nobody gave a shit about them. But now that they got some star power on there, and right there alone is gonna get Dillon Gabriel out the way. And I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. That right there alone is going to get Dillon Gabriel out of the way. You know, when a marketing brand like Nike comes along and says, "Hey, we want this dude right here," that's tough. That's tough. It ain't really nothing you can do. Look at that. You know what time it is. It's prime time. I don't even know if they calling Shador prime time. Nike unveils Sanders billboard in New York at Times Square. You see what I'm saying? It ain't nothing you can do with that. You got to go. You got to come up off the field. The truth hurts. But the veteran players on the team says, if you want to prove that you belong, stop crying and go ball out. Don't cry about no goddamn Nike event. Other people that was closer to Gabriel said, you don't understand what it's like living in Shador's shadow. Everything he touches turns to gold. Well, who goddamn fault is that? Because it ain't Shador's fault. Now, what was supposed to be a quiet off season and a quiet early season is turning into a marketing war. And the winner, Shador Sanders, is winning that shit effortlessly. So in 6 days, Shador Sanders is going to head to LA for the Nike showcase. And Gabriel, he gonna be stuck in Cleveland, watching from the sidelines. And soon he will be watching from the sidelines. And that's what I really, really think. So, one Browns vet said, it's over. The team belongs to Shador, even off the field. And the scariest part is Gabriel knows it. Now, what do y'all think about that in the chat? Because that's tough. That's real tough. But like I said, man, if you thought that it was going to go the way it was going to go, then you got to understand that wait till these joints drop. Wait till these shoes drop. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Now, I'm about to go to YouTube and listen to some of these media guys talk about what's going on with the Browns. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we can find. But y'all got to know, man, hit the like button, man. We've been on here for 45 minutes. At an hour, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. My phone died one time and came back. Shout out to YouTube because they brought me right back into the broadcast as soon as I went to YouTube. That was slick right there. And I didn't lose a whole lot of traction with my viewers. But hit that like button, man. We're about to go in some more, man. I'm about to give y'all some more info that you did not know. About to give you some more info that you did not know.
This new Special Forces device turns men into beasts. It burns calories on autopilot.
Not that. But let's go. Let's see what we got right here. Let's see what we got. Man, like I said, man, hit the like button. Anonymity. It's free. It's free. It is free. Ain't nobody charging y'all nothing to hit the like button. So we're about to figure this out, man. But I can tell you like this, man. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was going to happen. I told y'all this was going to happen. All right, it's people saying that Dillon Gabriel has a huge opportunity in front of him. What do y'all think in the chat? Because I'm going to tell you now that Dillon Gabriel could somehow have a good game up into his deadline.
And his QBR has declined by the Sunday from 30.
Then Dillon Gabriel going to be playing. That's the good thing about his opportunity is all he got to do is play. If he continues to play and he can stretch the ball down the field, then he's going to be playing. And guess what? It's still not a bad deal for Shedeur Sanders. It's never a bad idea or a bad thing to watch and learn if that's what happens. I got 112 people in here, man. Somebody hit the goddamn like button. Let's at least get to 50. Let's look like we doing something here because y'all listening all this time. I think you might like the broadcast. But it definitely helps the channel more than you would ever know. So I definitely don't mind the help for the channel. It's free. It's free help, y'all. Help me out. I'm helping y'all out with this info I'm dropping. Yeah. They told me to bust down my AP. Perfect timing. Yes, indeed. Well, Shedeur Sanders is definitely a Nike athlete. Perfect timing. So let's go ahead. We're going to listen in.
3 chances, and his QBR has declined by the Sunday from 32 to 29 to 23. Those are 3 in a row. Not very good. He's averaging 176 yards passing per those 3 games. He's thrown 2 short touchdown passes in the first game against the Vikings over in Europe from 1 yard and 9 yards. But the best thing he's done is what he doesn't do, because he has not thrown any picks and he has not lost any fumbles. And Kevin Stefanski continues to laud him. He doesn't turn it over. Yeah, but he doesn't do much of anything else either. So he is playing classically not to lose, not to make mistakes. I'm just going to be very careful with the football. I'm going to protect the football, to me, to a fault. And I threw out the Miami for all the reasons we talked about what the dumpster fire that they are. They're just a sorry outfit of an NFL franchise, and it was 31-6, and Dillon Gabriel had very little to do with it. And Stefanski continues to praise Dillon Gabriel for how tough he is, how physically tough, and he hangs in there and he keeps fighting. Listen, Shedeur is the ultimate fighter. If you watched him, as I did, every snap at Colorado, you want to talk about physically and mentally tough. He got hit as much as any college quarterback I've ever seen for full seasons, twice, 2 seasons at Colorado, and he jumped up and threw it again and again and again. I just want to see him get a chance while the season is still half alive, where the vets are still moderately, mildly invested in this. I don't want to see the last 3 games Shedeur Sanders. So they have at New England, and obviously Dillon Gabriel is going to start that game, and they will lose that game, and I think they'll lose it convincingly. And Dillon Gabriel will have a 19 QBR and throw for 142 yards and no picks and no touchdowns. And yet, after New England, they have a bye week, and it's time to see what Shedeur has. That's just me. I want this to be a fair fight when it's obviously not a fair fight, because the head coach will basically lay down his life and his job to make sure Shedeur doesn't get a shot this year. And he loves Dillon Gabriel to a fault, but I'm campaigning to give Shedeur one shot with the season still somewhere in the middle where the vets haven't gone home for the holidays yet.
Right.
That's just me.
Yeah. I'm giving him the start just based on the win. You know, they put up 31 points. They got the win, so of course he deserves to start. I'm concerned about the system. I mean, Joe Flacco goes in there and he looks terrible. And now Joe Flacco goes to the Bengals and he lights it up and they're running simple concepts, right? So Dillon doesn't give you much, but he doesn't turn the ball over, right? I think coming out of the bye, if they do lose to New England and they're coming out of the bye week, you give Shedeur 2 weeks to prepare, and hopefully Shedeur comes in and opens up the entire offense, chucking it around, rushing the ball. I just don't trust the offensive play calling right now because it's super vanilla. It's Cleveland Browns football. Pound it straight ahead, take short completions, don't push the ball down the field. So Dillon Gabriel, he's earned it up to this point because in the preseason he played well. Shedeur missed a preseason game. Shedeur came in the first preseason game, lit it up. Second preseason game, I'm not sure if he missed the second or third preseason. He missed the second one, so okay, Dillon's got the guy, and then Shedeur gets the third team snaps because he's the third team guy. I'll agree, Stefanski does not want to play him. He does not want to play him, but I think it sets up nicely. They're going into New England. New England's playing good ball. They got the bye week. I would take those 2 weeks and I would say, let's see what Shedeur has before everybody checks out.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I can't say Dillon did. The Browns as a team did enough for Dillon Gabriel to keep his job. He didn't do much in this game. And that's not a negative towards him. I'm not going to knock him for that. But the Browns scored 4 touchdowns. Dillon Gabriel wasn't even on the field for 3 of them.
Yeah.
So it's tough for me to say, he played great in this game. He did enough to keep his job. It's just becoming the same thing over and over right now with Dillon Gabriel. And when you watch the film, it's a lot of the same. Quinshon Judkins is playing well. He had 3 rushing touchdowns in this game, took some of the pressure off, and the defense is playing well. But right now, it feels like Dillon Gabriel is who he is. And a part of that is Kevin Stefanski. But there's times in this game where he gave him opportunities, and he's missing some of those. So the biggest issue I have with Dillon Gabriel when you watch the film is the first one is, yes, he's not turning the football over, and he didn't turn it over in this game, which is great when you have these bad weather games. You got to protect the ball, force the other team to make the mistakes, which they did. But he's still having some of these turnover-worthy throws. And he had a lot against the Steelers, and then I counted 2 more again against Miami with only 13 completions and 18 attempts. So he's still putting the ball at risk, even though they're not making a play on the football. You have to clean that up. The other thing that concerns me right now with Dillon Gabriel is he's not processing at a high level.
Yeah.
There's a play down, and I flash back on the film, down in the red zone early in the first quarter. He has Jerry Jeudy come in motion. He's running a little spot route, kind of like what we talked about with Tua, and then you have Ford going down the sideline on a wheel route. My eyes go to that corner and then that outside backer. What are they doing? If they crash down, immediately my back foot's in the ground, I go ball to the wheel. If it's not, then I reset back to the spot route. He just locks on Jeudy, who falls down, and then he still throws him the football after he falls down, and Ford is wide open down the sideline with his hands up saying, hey, I'm right here, get me the ball. Those are...
Y'all see what I'm saying?
Teamed up on.
Y'all see what I'm saying? So it's not...
Those are rookie...
It's not... That's what people are seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say that he needs to do this and he got to get the ball downfield and stretch the field. Man, listen, you got to do that shit. And I don't know if he's capable of doing it. I can tell you one thing, all this other pressure that's on him is not good for him trying to lock into his position. There's too much shit going on. And, when it comes down to it, Shedeur Sanders shit so big, like, it's no way you cannot see it. There's no way that you cannot, there's no way that you can't ignore it, is what I'm trying to say. You can't fucking ignore it. It's just too big. It's too viral. Shedeur Sanders is too viral of a dude. So I was saying that earlier. I just didn't think that it was going to happen this damn fast. That might be good too. Trade Shedeur and let the ship sink. Wherever he goes, star power is going. And I don't give a fuck. One of my best friends, shout out to him, he said, one thing is for sure, 2 things for certain. You got 1 million people in the crowd, in the stands, and they all got number 12 jerseys on. What the fuck you gonna do? Are you gonna let these motherfuckers continue to ask for a motherfucker that's sitting there and you got somebody playing that I could see if Dillon Gabriel was balling out? You know what? The Cleveland Browns fans and the media would roll with him. That's the difference. They would roll with Gabriel if he was balling. I think like when you look at Shedeur Sanders, he ain't mad at Dillon Gabriel. As much as people hating and shit, he knows that he got to deal with that. He understands that he has to deal with that. We got 5 minutes left on this chat unless we get some more breaking news. So if we get some more breaking news, man, we're going to be talking for another hour. I'm searching the web right now as we speak. But let's listen back in.
Those are rookie concepts. Those are easy concepts to where you should have points on the board. Instead, we have to settle for 3. That can't keep happening. The other thing is there's no vertical passing attack. It is still
Nothing.
Screens, underneath routes, checkdowns, all of that. Again, I know he didn't throw the ball a lot, and I know the weather wasn't great, but he did have an opportunity to push the ball down the field. If you saw it, he had a sluggo towards the end of the game to Jerry Jeudy, ran a great slant route, ran a go,
What is a sluggo?
slant, and then a go over the top, got behind, had 2 steps.
That was for y'all, by the way.
Yeah, no, I said it right after a slant and then a go, got behind the DB, and then Gabriel underthrew him by about 3 yards. It was a bad throw, and that's AFC North football, though. I need you to make those throws. It's going to be cold. It's going to be raining. It's going to be wet. It's going to snow. It's going to be windy. You've got to be able to push the ball down the field in those situations. He's just not doing it right now. Positives, he did have a good throw on the run, got outside the pocket, going to his left, had a really good throw on 3rd down. But other than that, it's tough for me to say, he's doing things to keep his job. It's more so the team around him in that game played so well that he gets another opportunity. But this will be the make or break. This game against New England.
Yeah.
I need to see that you have a higher ceiling than what you're showing right now. I need Stefanski to make it a point of emphasis. Not to
Hold up.
Howard and I have teamed up on his latest company.
Hold up. Shout out to Joshua. Shout out to Joshua Douglas. Joshua Douglas says the owners of the Cleveland Browns' 2 sons wore Shador jerseys on the sidelines during the game. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all understand what I'm saying? That type of shit right there, you can't write that. You can't make that shit up. And that's what this shit is all about, man. Star power. Like, as much as people saying that Dillon Gabriel did this and Dillon Gabriel did that, that shit was in college. What you got to do is you got to do it now. College, everything about college is over. So to anybody in the chat that's talking about college, you know what you need to do? Go to college. Because you're mistaken. College don't matter in the NFL. So all the shit y'all want to say Dillon had a better this and that in college, that shit don't matter. You know why? Because they ain't in fucking college no more. They are in the goddamn pros. The shit you did in college does not matter if you can't do it in the NFL. Hit that like button if you agree with that. If that resonate with you. You can't fucking worry about what you did in college. College does not matter. Hit the goddamn like button coming in. I just seen a surge of people coming in. Hit the like button if you're polite and you want to hear some good NFL news that you have not heard yet. But I keep hearing people talking about college. Dillon Gabriel had better numbers than Shador Sanders last year. You know who Dillon Gabriel was playing against last year? College players. So I don't want to hear that shit. College players are not NFL players. The speed is not the same. The size of the players are not the same. The tenacity of the game is not the same. So it does not matter what you guys think or it don't matter. Y'all can put college stats up all day. But what I'm trying to tell you is that Nike, look at this. You see that? That right there is what it's all about. So Dillon Gabriel being the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns and being named QB1, you would think, and I'm sure that he would think that they would choose him to come to Nike and represent for this big-time Nike event. But Shador Sanders is the guy that they chose. You see what I'm saying? How long do y'all think that they're going to give Dillon Gabriel? I'm gonna tell you like this. I think he got no more than 3 games. Now, if he looked like he's been looking, if he can get back to that 31 QBR, then he might be all right. Because that wasn't so bad. But if he continues to decline and his ratings, his numbers continue to decline, we're going to see Shedeur Sanders. It could be as early as 3 games. Can y'all believe that shit? Man, shout out to the chat. Yeah, shout out to the chat. Let's see. I'm gonna read one thing in the chat. I don't even know if I really want to read this shit. Let me see. It's just a matter of time before Shedeur Sanders gets an opportunity to not only play but shine. If God be for you, who in the world can be against you? Kevin Stefanski can't stop God's plan. That's profound. That was a profound statement right there. Shout out to Israel Pino. Serious words right there. But that's really what it is, man. It ain't nothing you can stop. Yeah. Dillon Gabriel played for 6 years in college. That's very much true. Dillon was not even thought of during the NFL draft. I agree. When they picked him, people was like, oh shit, who the fuck is that? Nobody knew. And he wasn't on anybody's radar. So let's just get that understood. You know? He was not on anybody's radar. Yeah, my opinion, if it wasn't for Shedeur Sanders, man, we wouldn't even be talking about Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel just got drafted to the same team as Star Power. And now we know who he is based on who he got drafted alongside. You know what I'm saying? And that's the real of it. Hit the like button when you come in here, man. We got almost 100 people in this joint. And I need like 100 likes at least. Let's get it up to 100 likes, man. I'm going to start dropping more NFL information. But let's go back and listen to what they was talking about.
Not to protect him, let's open up the playbook. See if he can push the ball down the field, because if you don't have an explosive offense and you don't have a quarterback that can lead an explosive offense, you're not going to win a lot of games, and that defense is not going to want to play for that guy. So Stefanski has to give him an opportunity, see what he can do. If he can't, and we've already seen everything that he's capable of in the NFL, I know it's 3 games, 4 games, but you start to get a book on a guy once it becomes a consistent theme. If you can't do more, then it's time for Shedeur after the bye.
Yo, everybody said it. I agree. If they're going to put Shedeur in, it should be after this game. My only concern is not Shedeur, it's this game. He didn't do nothing to lose to keep the job. He just didn't do nothing to lose it. And he's not turning the ball over. Like you said, this is a make or break game. Yeah. If he plays decent, just better than he's been playing, and this game is close or they win it, my only concern is we might not see Shedeur for a while. You know why? Because one thing Dillon is not doing is turn the ball over. And coming out of the bye, they play 3 teams that don't take the ball away. And can't stop, and they can't stop the run. They're playing the Jets, Baltimore, and the Raiders.
Yep.
All they're gonna do is hand the ball off and have him protect the ball.
Yep.
So if he plays decent enough, that's what scares me. But this is the make or break game, because it's like, come on, man, we seeing it. We're seeing it. And if he's like, make the switch, because you get 2 weeks to say, this is what he did, Joe Flacco. This is what he does. Now we know what he does. Let's build something around him. Give him 2 weeks to prepare and go into this game confident. He's going to have confidence. But with 2 weeks to prepare, sit in the building, sit in those meetings. What do you like? What don't you like? Coach, I don't really know. Make it fair. But coming out of the bye week with teams that don't stop the run and don't take the ball away. If Dillon is still in after this, I think it's just going to be a while.
And trust me, Stefanski is thinking to himself, over my dead body, and it may be a dead coaching body before this year's over, but over my dead body, am I going to give Shador a shot against the Jets and the Ravens and the Raiders, right?
Right.
Like those are three doable games, where Shador could light it up again.
And if I'm the coach, man, you don't have your future yet. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
So this is a year where let's be honest, are they playing for a spot? No, they're not. So put your door in and let's see what we got moving forward.
That's been my
he
point.
doesn't want to look bad.
Even
He's
if
gotta-
Dillon plays well,
Just
these
put
next
him in.
couple of
Let's see
games,
what we got.
Give Shador the same opportunity
That's
to compare
exactly.
and say, okay, this is a guy, or maybe neither one of them are the guy, or maybe Stefanski's not the guy, and we've got to look somewhere else. But if you don't give him a fair shot, you're
How
never
are
going to
you
know.
never gonna
You're
know
never
if
going to
it's
evaluate the right
Stefanski,
way.
if it's
But
this-
that's been my whole point, and I know people are on my ass. Hey, I've been in Cleveland. All right, we get it. I've been inside that organization. They struggle to do well with their quarterbacks. They struggle to do right by their quarterbacks. And that's what concerns me right now for Dillon and Shador, is that they're not going to be given the right opportunity or get an opportunity at all to show what they can do. And then they're right back where they started next year.
Yeah. It might be a tough evaluation on Shador. They bring him into this simple offense. They don't open it up for him. They don't let him move
Bullshit.
around and make the
That's what
big
I don't
plays
like.
down the field. This is the AFC North. We run the ball. We play stout defense.
Yeah.
And with Judkins running the ball, I love him. That kid totes the rock hard.
He does.
And that defense is nasty. I mean, that defense
just
it's built to win in the AFC North.
But here's the difference, and this is why most people believe that Shador is the answer currently. Dillon Gabriel doesn't play well off schedule. When his read ain't there, that's why he not turning the ball over. He's like, just give it to him.
Yeah.
Shador's a playmaker.
Yes.
He's a
Yeah.
playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, I even have issues with him taking too many sacks.
Yeah.
You can't do it in
Well,
the league.
he had nobody blocking Colorado.
However, he's a playmaker. The ball ain't. Go back and look at the first It's the preseason. Who cares? You don't look at. The playbook is real vanilla. You throw basic coverages, basic stuff.
Right.
But a lot of what he did was off schedule. It wasn't. He got the ball in his hand, but a lot of what he did was off schedule. Put him in the game for at worst, which is what Jackson Dart is doing. He's playing off schedule. If it ain't there, I'm going to make a play.
Yeah.
That's Shador. He's going to go make a play. At least he's going to try to go make a play.
Yeah.
Dillon is just like, do something.
Yeah.
At worst, put him in for that reason.
Now Howard and I
I tried to tell y'all. Didn't I? So Dillon Gabriel's time is almost up. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I said it earlier. And the more news I look at, the more I hear, the more you check, the more you see that everybody is about to jump ship. And it's going to be quick, and it's going to be sudden. And don't you bet your sweet ass I told you. And I was right. That's one thing I do is, I could read the writing on the wall. But at this point, Dillon Gabriel is looking suspect for being the
This project, our scope work was just replacing
for
the
being
roof. Started putting the roof. We started this.
let's see. Dillon Gabriel.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The media know that.
No, they don't.
The media ain't play.
The
media know damn well Dillon Gabriel got 4 games. You're going to London, you're facing a tough-ass defense. You got to go to Pittsburgh, they cracking right now. They found themselves.
Yeah.
You got to go to New England. That's a tough-ass defense.
Playing good.
You know what I'm saying? They playing good, too.
You're gonna win the battle, and you're gonna keep pushing yourself week to week, not turning the ball over. But you're not gonna win the war being a long-term quarterback without taking chances. You're gonna win the battle, and you're gonna.
Huff, your impressions of Dillon in his debut?
So I think he exceeded expectations. I thought that
Poised.
we expected him to be poised, but I think he was poised even beyond maybe what I anticipated, just because, he's a cool, calm character. He's got, 63 college starts, and he's got a ton of experience, but this is just such a bigger stage when you are playing in the NFL, and especially in the international game, where all the eyes of the NFL, as they're waking up, getting ready for their game, are watching you. And you know that. With that stage set like that and that much pressure on him, I thought he did a really good job managing the game. I thought he didn't make any big mistakes. He did a great job putting the football where he needed to for the most part. And overall, he seemed like he was a veteran quarterback in those moments.
No, the fuck he did. Hold up. No, the fuck he didn't. See, I mean, what do y'all think? Chat, did he look like a fucking veteran his first game? The fuck out of here, man.
I think Dillon Gabriel has this offense. He's in command of it. He's the one who they are trying to build this around, and Shador is going to continue to grow and develop in that role behind him. But you just talk to everybody around the organization. You see how he handles himself. You see how Coach Stefanski talks about Dillon Gabriel. You can tell they want to try and cultivate it, but you have to get the run game going. You have to make it easier on him. You have to stay ahead of the sticks, and today a lot of drop balls, in addition to some overthrows and behind throws. But he's the guy that they want to build around, I think, and that conversation is always going to be there because of who Shador is and what he did in college. I think Dillon Gabriel.
So that was J.J. Watt right there, and I agree with him. But the conversation is this is old shit right here. What's going on right now and what's happening with the Browns? Yeah, you better believe that the tide is turning on Dillon Gabriel, and I don't think that there's going to be much more time. We are definitely over our time, man. So I'm going to sign out. I need y'all to go ahead and hit that like button. Hit them before we leave. You know what I'm saying? Also, subscribe to the channel, man. Real Creator Podcast. Do your damn thing. I'm going to do mine. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all know what it is. The truth shall set you free.